So I'm here on my way up to the Marble Mountains of Northern California on a backpacking trip. In this video, then I'm going to show you how to backpack, what sort of gear to bring, the food to bring, how to tie a food bag up into a tree to keep it away from bears, how to make a campfire, how to get water, all that kind of stuff in the course of this backpacking trip. And so as you can see, then I am not in the wilderness yet, thus the picnic table there. There's a road right up there. The trailhead going into the Marble Mountains here is about a mile up the road there. And so I'm going to get packed up here, put my backpack on the back, get up to the trailhead, and then start hiking into the wilderness. And so I'm almost packed up here. As you can see, that is the tent. Just thought that I would mention a couple of quick tips before I get on the trail here. You want to put your tent towards the top of your pack because it is going to be the thing that you want to get out first so you can set up your tent. And it is going to be the thing that you put in your backpack last because you'll get your pack packed up and then take down your tent. And then put a few things towards the top that you might want to access in the course of your hike. For example, shorts and a tank top in case I start heating up there, the hat, and some snacks. As for water, then you want some sort of water purification. And so here I have AquaTab's water purification tablets. You put one of these into 1 liter of water, wait 30 minutes, and then it should be pure. But there are several different ways to do it. Water filters, in which you filter the water out of the stream straight into your water bottle, and then you drink it. There is the pens, like the UV radiation pens that you just swirl in there, and then that kills all the nasty stuff. And then there are different sorts of water purification things. Some you mix two things together and then pour them in, etc. And then lastly, there is boiling water. If you just boil it, bring it to a rolling boil for a few minutes, then that will kill anything dangerous in there. Another just kind of informational tidbit is to bring a stove or not to bring a stove. It is up to you. I don't have one. I will plan to just, build campfires at night to cook my food. A stove is a good idea, especially if it is going to be rainy weather, so that you can cook up your food easily and make tea in the morning, etc. But it's one more thing in the pack, and I like making a campfire in the night, so I don't have a stove here. And then next is your backpack. Obviously, a backpack is a very important component of your backpacking experience. Makes a big difference. First, I will just mention this fanny pack here is where I put my cameras. And so this way, I wear it while I'm backpacking on my front here, and that way I have easy access to my cameras. So in case you happen to be filming or taking pictures, then that's a great way to go. And here we got the pack. Whoa. This thing's kind of heavy. This is an REI backpack. It is a great backpack. It's about 12 years old and still in great shape. And importantly, it carries the weight very well. So I'm going to show you the best way to adjust your straps when you put your backpack on, because that makes a big difference as well. The basic concept is loosen up everything. So you have three main straps here, your waist belt, your shoulder straps here, and then up here. Loosen everything and then click them in and tighten them from the bottom up. So first your waist belt strap, get that good and snug and tight because you want the weight of your backpack to be transferred to your hips and not be hanging on your shoulders. Get that, and then tighten that one. You'll come down with these two, and then you should see there is a space there above my shoulder, and that is a good thing. That means that the weight is resting on my hips and not hanging on my shoulders. And then lastly, before I get going here, this right here, bears. I already did a video by itself about how to avoid a bear confrontation, and there are several different things to keep in mind, but the most important thing is make some noise. And so what I have here is a whistle, and this thing is called a sound grenade. It's about $15 to $20 on Amazon, and you pull this thing out and it makes a very annoying blaring sort of a noise. Now these are just for if I actually see a bear and feel that it is potentially threatening me. Prior to that, before you see a bear or have any indication that they are around even, if you are in bear country, make noise as you are hiking along, especially if you are hiking solo, as I am. Then go along and just yell into the woods, "Hey bear, coming through! Hey bear, coming through!" every once in a while, just to alert bears to a human presence. All right, time to hit the trail. Norcross Trailhead, Klamath National Forest. Welcome to the Marble Mountain Wilderness. You are here, Norcross. Sulphur Springs, that's where I camped last night. And then I will be hiking out this way towards Yukonom Lake, Blue Granite Lake. All right, gonna hit the trail. And just a few minutes in time to cross a creek, I'm just gonna get my feet wet. For one thing, the shoes are already wet from last night, and these socks could use a little bit of a washing anyways. I do have other dry socks in the pack though. That is very important to have dry socks that you don't get dirty and wet throughout the day for the evening when you're hanging out in your tent and want some warm dry socks that are also not too stinky to put on. All right, switching over to my GoPro here to better catch this amazing scenery. And it's gonna get a lot more amazing as I get higher up. And so a good question is, walking stick or no walking stick? There's no right answer to that one. It just depends on what you prefer. Normally, I haven't taken a walking stick while backpacking in the wilderness. However, when I was trekking in Nepal in the Himalaya mountains a few months ago, then I ended up getting a walking stick and using it for several weeks of hiking there. And I found that I kind of liked it, especially on the steeper hills. So this is just a stick I found along the trail a little while ago. And just gonna try it out for a bit. Not sure I'll stick with it or not, but see how it goes. Hey bear. Coming through. Hey bear. Oh yeah, things are definitely getting more interesting. And so a couple of thoughts on bears. Bears are more of a psychological problem really than a real one, because you don't see many bears in the wilderness. So I've been up into the Marble Mountains here a number of times. I was raised south of here in Mendocino County, and when I was a kid, then we would come up here on backpacking trips. And then since then, I came up here once in 1998, again solo, and did another solo trip in 2012. And to the best of my recollection, then I never saw a bear on any of those trips. Definitely not the last two when I was an adult. And I don't think we ever saw bears when I was a kid either. So even though I've seen plenty of bears scat around, they are around, but they don't want to bother with humans for the most part. And so they're not something to be overly concerned about. You definitely want to be bear aware, absolutely. You have to prepare for the possibility of a bear, because what they are looking for is food, and it's not to eat humans. It's your yummy smelling peanut butter and snacks and the chili you made for dinner that night. So when you go to bed at night, then the most important thing is to make sure that anything with any potential smell to it is in a bag of some sort that is tied up a tree, that is not in your tent, and so you are not going to get bothered, hopefully, in the middle of the night. Marble Mountain Wilderness, Klamath National Forest. All right. Tickner Hole to the right, Granite Lake to the left. A quick lesson in topographic maps. Norcross where I started, hiked up here. I'm now here. Tickner Hole right here, Granite Lake, Blue Granite Lake. And so it has these lines on it, and they represent elevation. That says 4,000. If you swing that around, The darker line there is the 4,000 mark, and then the next darker line is the 5,000 mark, and then the lighter lines in the middle each represent 200 feet of elevation gain. So from there up to there is 1,000 feet. And so where I am is a couple of lines lower than 4,000 feet, so I'm at roughly 3,600 feet there. And then I'm going to ultimately, assuming I get up to Blue Granite Lake here, get up to, it looks like about 5,200 feet elevation. So that means I have about 1,400 feet in elevation to go. That's quite a bit. And I'm about halfway there, so that's awesome. I don't know how long it's been, 2 hours, 2.5 hours or something. So it's gonna be an intense day, but I should be able to get up there. Check it out, I made it, but man, look at how late it is. It's almost dark. I did not expect at all that it would take this long for me to get up here. I must have gotten a later start than expected. I am seriously beat at this point. It is good to be here though, and it is going to be a really pretty sight in the morning. So this is the camp. Nah, you can't see nothing here. You can see through the trees there. But there's a nice fire ring here, some logs for sitting on, a great spot. I think there's even a grate. Awesome, yeah, there's a grate there. And then the lake, Blue Granite Lake, is down here. I don't think anybody else is here. I haven't heard any fires crackling or anything like that. So now I got to get to work building a campfire, setting up my tent, cooking up dinner, and getting some water out of this lake somehow. It is just like shallow and muddy. I might have enough water to get through the night. We'll see. Anyways, all right. Time to get working away here.